Okay.
うん。話しな。
Today I thought that we could deliver a happier 動画. Like that we would have good news to share.
そうね。
But the worst thing has happened. And we really didn't expect this at all. And no one else did either. So yeah, we didn't kind of expect to be in this position. But I'll start with the story 6 months ago. If you remember, we posted a video being like, I'm gonna graduate from school soon, and what are we gonna do, like, visa-wise once I graduate? And sometimes we'd get in the comments like questions, oh, how have you sorted that situation out? Like, did you manage to get a visa? But I couldn't talk about it back then because we were still like in the process of applying. For the first 3 months we were preparing documents for a visa application with なんて行政書士も使ってた、でいろんな種類集まっていろんな種類を作って、then 3 months ago I actually applied for the visa. Like I went to immigration, I handed in all the forms, and work visas normally take between 1 and 3 months. So at 1 month we called the
特
immigration.
別なビザなのよ。
So it's like within work visas there's lots and lots of types. So we were applying for like a specific type. And after 1 month we rang them, we're like, oh, you know, we haven't got the like notification letter, because you wait for a letter in the post to tell you to like go back to immigration and they'll tell you the news. You normally wait for a letter. So at 1 month I thought, okay, maybe the letter should have come by now, because other friends who had gotten work visas, they had got their letter like after 2 weeks or like 3 weeks, and other people who I knew had visas had gotten their letter much sooner. So I was like, okay, so we gave them a call and they were like, oh, it's still being checked, and that's normal. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I asked my school as well at that time, like, oh, that's fine, right? Am I gonna get rejected after though? Like, if I get rejected, will I have to leave the country straight away? That was one of my concerns. いや、そのことなんないって言われた。で、それは先生たちからも言われたし、電話で when we called the immigration, they also said like, no, you normally just do なんか書類を足す。もっと足すと、もう少し確認になれる。
そう、でも足りなかったらこの書類もあとちょうだいよみたいな。
そう。So they said like, no, like you won't have to leave, like it'll be fine. So then we waited a few more months and I was like, okay, should be getting it soon. So finally my letter came a couple of days ago, yeah. And we were like, yes, finally. Like I felt relieved that it had finally arrived and we could go get the answer. So I knew that the answer might be no, like you need extra documents, like this isn't quite it. Or like I would have got it. Like I would have got it, or it would have been like add extra documents and then it'll be checked some more. In the meantime, I've also already gone past the end of my current visa. Like my current visa ended, and you get a 2-month extension for if you're applying for a visa at the moment. So I'm in my 2-month extension, and so I was expecting like we're gonna get the new visa and that will just be the next one ready and I don't have to worry about that anymore. So we go the next day, which was yesterday. And I'm so nervous, but
まあ大丈夫でしょうみたいな。
yeah, like I only expected the 2 outcomes, like it's okay or give us extra documents. And I arrive, we even like took a video of like me leaving the car because like I wanted to film me coming back and either having it or like eventually coming back and like filming like I finally got my visa and it's been 6 months and I could film a happy video and tell everybody about it. Like I finally got my working visa. But when I arrived inside and I gave the letter to the counter and I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for this. They were like, oh, it will take some time. And I was like, okay, so it's obviously not here's your visa. It's obviously like there's a problem.
いやびっくりしたよ。
And yeah, Shogo was gonna wait in the car, but I was like, what if they tell me something I don't understand? Like the reason, like the extra form that you need or the extra like document that you need to provide, and it's like really technical or something, and I'll be like, I don't know what they're asking from me. So then Shogo like rushed to like park the car.
すぐ車止めてもう走って何なんたら管理局 行
We
って
actually waited like almost an hour until they called me, and we got taken into like the back room where they explain it to you, and it was kind of obvious as like from obviously they didn't just give me a visa, so I was like, oh no. So we sit down and he's like, okay, first of all, here's the paper that says that like your rejection. I was like, okay. But on the paper, like, it says, oh, you can like reapply. So I was like, okay, well, maybe there's still some hope. He'll tell us why it's wrong and we can fix it, and then we can get the visa later. And then he starts going into like the reasons why it's wrong, and it's like the foundation of the visa is wrong. Like, this isn't the right type of visa for you, and it's not just a case of like give more documents. It's like, no, it's just a rejection. And yeah, I didn't understand any of the reasons why, because it was so technical. Like, sure, was there writing them down, but I was like, I've got no idea why it's wrong. But from the like 雰囲気 I got that it was like, yeah, それは足す問題じゃない。
そう、シンプルにこのビザはあなたにはあげれませんみたいな感じで。
So like, I was kind of like, okay, so it's taken them 3 months to obviously make this decision, and they had like a huge file in front of them with like the reasons why were like pages long. He was like reading through it. I was like, oh no, like, and yeah, I was waiting for the end of when he's talking to be like, okay, this is like the書類 you need. これを書けば大丈夫でもこれ来なかった。He was just like, there you go, any questions? Or like, どうする? Like I said, what am I supposed to do? I was almost crying there, but I was like, oh, if I cry in front of the immigration, 手伝わないし、なんか大げさな人 like, but I was like, I couldn't talk. I was like, but 今のビザはどうする? And he was like, そうね、危険も like, you've already gone past the limit. He was like, yeah, you've already gone past the thing, but we'll give you another visa today that's for preparing to go home. Like, normally, if it wasn't Corona, I would actually have to leave the country. Like, it would be a case of, okay, now you go home. And I would have had to leave like within 2 weeks or something.
コロナだからかな。多分準備期間。
まあわかんない。
そう、わかんない。細かいことは何？ちょっとわかんないけど、とりあえず今は帰国準備期間ビザっていうのになって。
It's like, yeah, some visa that now they hand out to lots of foreign people can't go home at the moment because there's no flights or flights get cancelled. So you have like a visa that's like, it's fairly generous. It's quite long, but yeah, it's just like for you to eventually get to go home or apply for a new visa during that time. So he said that like you're obviously like free to apply again. Like, this rejection doesn't mean you can't apply for a new visa, but you have to apply for it soon, is what he was saying. Because like if it becomes the time when you could go home and you're not going home, then it will become like a question of like, why aren't you going home though? Like, you should have tried to go home already. So at the moment it's not possible to go home, so it's okay. Like, I can stay on that visa. But yeah, I really felt like at that time it's kind of like, yeah, you've got to leave, you've got to go home. I'm getting kicked out of the country, like, and it wasn't something I expected at all. Like, I thought when we would go, it would be good news, or at least ただまだできないけど。
まあね、ざっくり。どうしたの大丈夫だからって言ってんじゃん、いつも。ね大丈夫だから。ほら。ね、大丈夫だから。まだね、次のビザ申請すればいいから。ね、大丈夫だから。ね。ティッシュ？
そう。
お水も持っといて。いらない？
And it's just like, it was an outcome I really didn't expect, and I was so shocked. Like, I never thought I'd be being deported. I'm not getting deported, but
大丈夫だからね。
Like I have my life here with my cats and Short-chan.
だい
Everyone said it was gonna be fine. And like we even had the like professional to help us make it, like make the shuri. And like they even said like he even said, oh, next time use a gyose shoshi. And we were like, we did use a gyose shoshi.
使おうたと
He was like, oh, you know, like next time you should use professional help. And I was like,
プロに作ってもらった
professional
プロに作ってもらったんですよ
And he was like, oh, like, yeah, there were like so many things that weren't right about it. So he was like, yeah. So I know that like we can just apply for the next visa, and if we apply for it quickly, it won't be a problem. It was just like, yeah, so disappointing. Like, it's not what I expected at all, and it was 6 months of creating the stuff and applying, and
ずっとね朝起きたら
I always check the
そ
post.
うポスト嘘つけよ
Well, or
Or-
ask Shogo to check the post.
ポスト見てこいだろたまに自分で言ってたけど
No. It depends. Like when we go outside, I would ask Shogo to check. Or like if Shogo had gone outside, I was like, "Did you check the post?" Like, or every time I went outside, I would check the post, and I was waiting for this for so long. And yeah, I just like suddenly felt so hopeless yesterday. I was like, "Oh God!" Like Shogo recently got rejected for working holiday for England for the third time.
先週ねそのイギリスのワーホリっていうかまあ YMS まあ要はワーホリイギリスのワーホリって抽選なのよねその募集枠が少なくてで俺もう3回応募してて3回当選したい落選してでねなかなかそう俺もイギリスのビザを取れない現状で
So yeah, like to go to England is also very difficult for Shogo. So it was like we were gonna go to England eventually together, especially if Shogo got the working holiday. But because he didn't get it, he can't go to England. And then if I can't stay in Japan, like I was like, oh God, like what are we doing? That's very scary. But yeah, if we apply for another visa, it'll be fine.
大丈夫だからね大丈夫だから
And the guy at immigration was so nice actually. Like
そういう人だ
he
った
he
ね
gave like a really detailed reason, and like when we asked him questions, he gave like all the answers to the questions that we were asking, and yeah, he didn't seem like it's too like serious, although it's very serious. Like he was like, oh, you know, currently we give out this visa because people can't leave Japan at the moment, and we're like, yeah, but if you really wanted to book a flight, you probably could leave, right? So he was like, yeah, but people's flights get cancelled, so like no, like you've got some time, like no, they'll be quite like generous on that point. So I was like, oh, okay, at least it's not like literally I have to apply right now. Like obviously we need to prepare documents to apply for a different visa, so that will take a little bit of time. So I was a bit worried. I was like, oh God, like I'm not gonna make it in time. But yeah, if we start now, we'll be able to apply. Not too far off in the future, but yeah, just was suddenly I felt like I was getting thrown out of my home, like 家から出されてる感じだったなんかね
そうね
怖かった
大丈夫だからね
なんか
ほらだからメロ1回目じゃんこれ俺も3回落ちてるか
やっぱり You're not getting thrown out the country
らいや俺の場合出てけじゃなくて入るなだから似たようなもんよ大丈夫だからねね
ね
ね
And in some ways we're kind of lucky that currently there's few flights because yeah, there's time to apply for another visa. So at least there's that. So for now, it's fine. We'll just get ready for applying for another visa. Unfortunately, we couldn't give you good news today. Like I wanted to give good news, but まあない。まあでもまだ終わりじゃないね。まだ続ける。
大丈夫大丈夫
So obviously, like the easiest visa to get is a marriage
Marriage,
visa.
hi.
Yeah. So to have a spousal visa is like one of the most simple routes. But kind of like we wanted to take more time. Well, I wanted to take more time. Like I wanted to have I guess like Western style, like English style, or what I always imagined was that I would date for a while, for a few years, and then I would get engaged, and then I would be engaged for a year or so, and then I would get married like on my wedding day, like as people do in England. Like when you get married, it's not like 日本だと区役所に行くで結婚する。イギリスだと本当の結婚式の日でその人がなんかサイニングやってる。So I always thought that I would do like kind of that style. So like getting married would be like ruining my dream. So that was always how like I envisioned myself doing that, and Shogo wants to give me that that dream. So we're gonna try our best to use different means to stay together and also like be able to complete that nagare in the future. So yeah, like obviously I don't mind to get married, but it's like I want to get married in the way I thought I would get married. Like
俺はいつでもいいけどね。
so Shogo doesn't mind.
そう俺はね全然それでもいいと思ってて、そう最初のまあ仕事のねビザ申請する前にそういう方法も、まあ、一応提案はしたんだけど、まあ、なんか子供の頃からの、
yeah, obviously like
まあそうね、
life is different from your dreams, but like yeah, I just kind of I wanted to have that like engagement phase.
いやわかるよ。
And stuff like that, and I was like, especially like yesterday, we were like, oh, how do I stay in the country? Like, my dreams are getting taken from me. Well, like, just how I thought everything would go is going differently.
まあね不安になることはないのよ。
Yesterday was so
そう
sad.
もう昨日はもうさね
I cried like so many times.
俺もどうしていいかわかんね
Najee was so nice,
まあね
comforting me and stuff.
俺もねごめんねなんか俺の実力不足でねビザ取らせてあげれなかったからそこはねちょっと申し訳ないわね大丈夫だからねえごめんねベビー泣かしちゃってねもうちょっと俺がしっかりしてれば
かわいそうなこと言ってる。や
めて。はい、おいで、泣かないの、ほら、もう動画閉めるから。
そうね、でもなんか悲しいこと言ってる最後に。私十分強くなかった。なんかいやそれじゃないじゃん。
いやまあでもさ、俺としてはさ、いろいろね行政書士とかとも話したのも俺だから結局。で書類作ってもらったりとかその土台はね、全部俺がそのやってたわけで。そう大丈夫なように。次は任せてくれ。大丈夫だ、俺に任せろ。
Well, anyway. Hopefully, we can get a new visa soon.
うん。いい報告をいずれできるように。
But we're gonna continue as normal. Because I'm allowed to continue. That's one of the main points. On my my current visa, like the new one they've given me for this, deru junbi, I'm allowed to work. So it's fine. Like I can continue doing the same amount of work that I was doing before. So we're fine to continue.
ティッシュついてる。ずっとティッシュついてた。
I made like a gocha gocha no yatsu. I'm already feeling a bit better today. Yesterday was sad, but today I'm feeling a little bit better.
いや今日も今朝からちょっとごちゃごちゃ言ってたけど。
普通に大丈夫ね。なんか今は大丈夫で、バックグラウンドで applying for the next one.
はい。はい、そんな感じで、ほら、ちょっと猫持ってきてあげるから。
I've made so much tissue mess. ちょっとティッシュを捨ててくれん。
あ、はい。
If I throw it, it'll fall apart. スノーみたいなものだった。
はい、じゃあ頑張りましょう。
はい。
はい。というわけで。はい。じゃあ、皆さんぜひ、メルがビザ取れるように応援よろしくお願いします。
See you next time.
うん。はい。
バイバイ。